I believe in an evidence-based faith, an evidence-based Christianity, and I did not believe in the shroud. I thought there was no evidence behind it, and I was as dangerous as many of you in the room. I was TikTok smart about the faith. I was YouTube smart. I knew enough to be dangerous, and when I talk about this on university campuses, I have a lot of fun because we're asking, did Jesus take the first selfie? And I believe that God did take the first selfie because the greatest scientific minds in the world, I'm not talking about theologians, Jillian. I'm not talking about pastors or people that want it to be true, people that have a dog in the theological hunt. The greatest scientific minds and physicists have staked their academic and scientific reputation. 102 academic disciplines have studied the Turin Shroud, and science has proven, and it's the only time I'll use that word in our interview, science has proven, and we have a replica from the late Barry Schwartz, who is the only documenting photographer who was invited by the Pope in 1978 to take a picture of the actual burial cloud. You're looking at the shroud. This is as close as any of us will ever get to the Shroud of Turin. It's currently in a reliquary just south of us in Turin, Italy. 102 academic disciplines have studied it, and Jillian, to answer your excellent question, what took me from a shroud skeptic to now believing, because I'm not irrational, that it is the burial cloth of Jesus, and it is a picture of the moment of the resurrection, is because I'm not irrational based on the evidence. In fact, our team did something fascinating. We took the data of the shroud, which is behind you. This would be the face. The shroud's 14 feet long by 3 feet, 7 inches wide. And we took only data, Jillian, from the shroud. We put it in Midjourney AI along with the Christ Pantocrator icon, which you can see down in St. Catherine's Monastery. And this is the image that we built. This is likely what Jesus of Nazareth, this is a great approximation of what Jesus of Nazareth. So when I speak about Jesus, the evidence is so great. And Jillian, I have some evidential surprises for you because I say I believe in an evidence-based faith. Do you realize I have to appeal to Roman emperors for the same level of evidence that we have for the death, the burial, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ?
So can I just stop you there for a moment?
Please.
And maybe we can wind back because not everyone in the room may be familiar with the story about the shroud. So the shroud is believed to be the shroud, the cloth that wrapped Jesus in when he died.
Yes.
And the picture we're seeing behind us, the imprint, has long been something of a mystery. There are people who say that it's basically a painting made in the 14th century, and that's where the images come from. You argue that, in fact, that's not possible, that the shroud has the image because there was a huge, powerful flash of light. Is that correct?
I don't argue it. Paulo de Lazzaro and other physicists, I want to give the credit where credit's due. In Neo Laboratories, just outside of Rome, a physicist by the name of Paulo de Lazzaro, in his lab, estimates, documents in peer-reviewed journals that a nuclear event, because what you're seeing, Jillian, the image, this would be the front. Let me make this very clear, because when I first saw this, it looked like a dirty bed sheet to me. It's like, I can't even see it. What am I looking at? This is the front. It wrapped the body. The Greek term is syndon. It's in all four Gospels. It's also athonia, and then we have sudarium. It would wrap the body like a pita all the way around to the front. So we have the face imprint and we have the back. And when you look at that, that image is superficial. Now, what I want you to know, the image is unduplicatable, meaning if I had a razor, it is 0.02 microns thin. And so in 1898, when Seconda Pia is taking a photograph down in the Turin Cathedral, the St. Giovanni Cathedral in Turin, he takes a picture. The exposures took 14 minutes and 20 minutes. He had to bring in a generator, one of the first flash photographies.
Right.
He takes the photo, and in the dark room, this is what he sees on the screen, and he never more appropriately utters the following three words: "Oh my God." He thought he was looking at the face of Jesus. In fact, I want to encourage everyone to do something. If you take your phone right now, Jillian, would you do this with me? Because it's easier to point out what we're looking at. Do you know how to put your phone in classic invert? Those of you that are streaming all around the world, you can actually do this. If I go to settings, and if I just type in classic invert. Now, for those of you that have an Android, you can leave the room right now, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So classic, it's color inversion. But if you go to classic invert and you just turn it on, and then open the camera, okay? If you're there, say yes, so I know you're there. You there? All right. Here's what do you see this? I look pretty interesting right now. Now I want you to hold up your phone. Jillian, are you there? Do you have it in classic invert?
Yep.
And I want you to look at the Turin Shroud. And this is what Seconda Pia saw in 1898 in the darkroom. I've seen the very image in Torino. I want you to pay attention to the back of the crucified man. There is a pool of blood behind his head. There are over 700 lashes. There is not a part of the body that has not been abused and flogged. All the way down the feet. Right above Jillian's left shoulder, there's a pool of blood. We know that that's the side wound between rib 5 and 6. That's post-mortem blood. And then take your phone, and I want you to just do what I'm doing right now. Just take in this moment. I'm looking at the face. You see the face, the blood on the forehead, the blood in the hair. You see that the nose has been broken. That's a separated septum. And so when he saw this, Jillian, science can't explain this. So when you say that there are skeptics who say, and you rightly say it, it's paint, it's pigment, it's dye. 33 scientists studied the Shroud of Turin research team. They took 3 years to publish it. And what they did prove is there is no paint, there is no dye. They cannot explain how there's an image in the shroud. And that's where this bolt of light comes in. What caused it then? And Paulo de Lazzaro estimates, are you ready for this? 34,000 billion watts of energy, but the speed at which the energy traveled. This is pick power, if we have any physicists in the room. It traveled in 1/40th of a billionth of a second. And so the moment of resurrection, the moment that caused this flash to leave this impression on this linen garment, happened in 1/40th of a billionth of a second.